Hello, I'm Dr. Debbie, and this is Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio. We offer gentle, evidence-informed, soul-rooted practices for adults, children, and families, supporting whole person healing, health, and wellness with a special focus on nervous system regulation, emotional wellness, identity and self-connection, healing in everyday life, and balance that actually works in the real world. Our work is guided by the power of three: energy medicine, Ayurveda-inspired living, and herbal wisdom. We strive to help heal the whole person, a truly comprehensive, integrated approach. This work continue in a sustainable and accessible way. We have created Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio on Patreon. Patreon allows this work to exist without overwhelm, without high financial barriers, and without asking people to do more than they are able. There is a space for you here at whatever level feels right. Healing happens here. Wholeness lives within you. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio. For those joining me for the first time, I'm Dr. Debbie, and this is a space where we learn to heal together. And I want to get into tonight's topic right away. Tonight is Tuesday, January 27th. It's hard to believe that January is almost over. Remember, this month we are talking about the B in Become, which is our framework for healing, which is grounded, of course, and founded upon our power of three. But B for the body. And tonight's topic is small body supports that change everything. Why tiny adjustments help the body settle faster than big plans. Once again, welcome. I'm really glad that you're here tonight. This is our free healing circle, a place where we don't demand transformation, don't push progress, and don't turn care into another responsibility. Tonight is for anyone who has ever thought, I know I need support, but everything feels like too much. If that's you, you're not behind. You're listening honestly. What we will explore tonight, my friends, is we're talking about small body supports, the kinds that don't look impressive, don't require motivation, and don't need a plan. We'll explore why the body responds better to tiny adjustments than big intentions, and how consistency creates safety in the nervous system, and why doing more often backfires when the body is tired. Then we'll go into how to choose one support that actually fits your life, and then how small supports can quietly change everything. Let's bridge back a little bit into some of what we've learned already in prior live streams. For example, yesterday, we talked about how the body often asks for support before insight. We named that overwhelm is not a personal failure. It's a signal that support is missing. Today builds directly upon that truth. Once we recognize the body needs support, the next question becomes, how much support can the body actually receive? And this is where many people unintentionally overwhelm themselves again and even more. The core truth for today is this: the nervous system does not relax because you made a good plan. It relaxes because it recognizes predictability. The body doesn't need intensity. It needs to know what's coming. As always, we have our 5 core learning points tonight, and we will start with core learning point number 1. Big plans can feel like pressure to the body. We often associate healing with commitment, new routines, new labels, new schedules. But for a body already under stress, big plans can feel like another demand. Just imagine a body under strain doesn't want a mountain to climb, it wants a place to sit. This is why, my friends, for example, if anyone has been here, I know I've been here and done this many times in my life. All of a sudden, you're like, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to change how I eat. I'm not going to eat any more junk. I'm going to change my whole diet. And you get everything, organized and in your head and on a piece of paper, everything you're supposed to do. And it requires all of this stuff. And you got to go shopping and you have to get your fitness plan in place and go to the gym. And you got to do that. And you got to do that. And there's 25 things you have to do. What usually happens? You either quit before you get started because you're now overwhelmed. You may procrastinate and say, oh, I'll start next week. So you don't even start. Your stress level goes up since you're now overwhelmed, which means you're putting pressure on your body systems. Maybe your blood pressure is increasing. Maybe you're more agitated. You're more emotionally unstable. You're snippy with people. You're nervous all the time, or maybe you withdraw. That's what this is talking about. Big plans, putting high demands actually work in the reverse of what we want. We don't want to shut down ourselves due to overwhelm, or we don't want to, make ourselves crazy and we end up, nobody can live with us, for example. Think about this. When you think about doing everything right, does your body soften or tighten? That's what I'm talking about right there. Learning point number 2, the body learns through familiarity. The nervous system organizes around what it recognizes. The same time, the same place, same simple input. That's why children calm with routine and why adults do too, even if we pretend otherwise. This is a really, really important point. I have said on every live stream, I think, since I started, at the end, or when we get to our 5 reflection questions, I'll say, start once a week, just for 5 minutes. Start journaling once a week, just for 5 minutes. I didn't say journal every day. I didn't say make it a half an hour. Just do one thing and establish that in a routine if you're not doing it, because it's something new. Why? Because the body likes and functions well and experiences safety through what it recognizes as familiar. Just think if you have a daily routine and you try to add or take away something from it, it's very uncomfortable. So when we are trying to make changes in ourselves, it's the small things that count over time, because the body will become able to recognize it, and then that becomes part of your new routine naturally, not forced. So let's think of a real life example of this then. Think about how your body responds to a familiar chair, a favorite mug, or a regular parking spot. Nothing special, just known. It's amazing. I was in K-12 education for many years, and we have all teacher meetings and orientations and all sorts of things, types of meetings that go on. And usually there's the same meeting room that you go to each time. And it's amazing how Most people go and they sit in the same place all the time. Why? Because it's familiar. So think about some real life examples in your world. Learning point number 3, small supports lower the cost of care. Large changes require energy, decision making, and follow through. Small supports cost very little. Examples of some new small reports, different from some of the things that we've talked about. Turning off background noise before answering a message. Sitting instead of standing while thinking. Letting yourself arrive early and do nothing. Choose one comfortable outfit instead of the right one. And eating something simple before hunger turns sharp. These supports don't fix anything, they lower the strain. Now, I have a question for you that I want you to think about. Which small adjustment would reduce effort for you right now? Learning point number 4, too many options can dysregulate. This is a big one. Many people collect tools, tips, and routines and then feel worse trying to choose. The body settles when options are limited. One support is often more regulating than 10. For example, the body prefers one open door over a hallway of choices. Now let's think about this. If you reflect on your days and some of the norms within your day, and you are searching for answers to a problem, whether it's a problem at work, a problem in your life, and you have 30 answers you're going through. That's too much. It's going to overwhelm you just trying to make a choice between the 30 answers. How about 1 or 2, 3 to look at? So just remember that metaphor of the body prefers one open door over a hallway of choices. What happens when you allow yourself to choose just one thing? Make a choice for just one thing, not 10 things you're going to do out of the 30 things that you were reviewing. Learning point number 5, repetition builds safety quietly. Safety is not created by doing something once. It's created when the body learns. This happens again. That's how trust forms, not through effort, but through return. And we've talked about that. Safety is not a breakthrough, it's a rhythm. Now, how does this play out in real life, and why does it even matter? In daily life, this shows up when people abandon healing because it feels overwhelming. Care becomes another item on the to-do list, and the body shuts down instead of opening. Small supports keep the door open. They allow care to live inside life instead of outside it. So, why do small supports work, and how are they connected to our power of 3? So, remember, we're talking about small adjustments reduce physiological load. In energy medicine, consistency reduces inner pressure and self-judgment. So when you have consistent practices where you are channeling your energy, using your energy, releasing negative energies, etc., then it reduces that inner pressure, because now you've gotten rid of all the junk and you've gotten your energy moved around and channeled and in the right places. You've cleared out, you've readjusted. That's why energy healing is so important. And then because you've reduced the inner pressure, because you're more balanced, self-judgment goes down. Self-criticism goes down. Now, when we talk about Ayurveda-inspired living, I always go back to rhythm. There's a rhythm in nature. We're part of nature. Repetition mirrors natural cycles the body already trusts. Together, these both the energy and the rhythm creates a felt safety, not forced change. So if you're doing the energy work and you are aligned with Ayurvedic inspired living principles, first of all, that you know them and you understand them and you apply them, what happens is you become more aligned with the natural rhythm of your body because we are aligned with nature. We're part of nature, which works in cycles. So let's talk about some quick support ideas, just small ones, not practices, just options. In Ayurveda-inspired living, for example, you can warm your hands before touching your face. So you just warm your hands, rub them together or run them under warm water, whatever you want, and then just touch your face. Now, remember what happens when you touch your face when you're very cold and now when you touch your face and your hands are warm. What's the difference? Another small, quick support practice. Eat one meal at the same time daily. You know, because of our busy lives and everything, maybe you can't do 3 meals a day at the same time every day. But choose one and eat that at the same time every day. That is a way to have a rhythm within what you are doing that is directly entering in your body and impacting your body. So you develop a rhythm between your eating and your body. Pause between switching tasks. When you're going from one in your quick day, going from one thing to another, just pause between them just for a little bit. In energy medicine, for example, let's talk about some energy inspired small little supports. Lower your shoulders before responding. We tend to get all tightened up like this all day long. Well, before responding to something, just take a moment and just release. Let your shoulders fall. Another one, exhale longer than you inhale once. Another one, place attention on the soles of your feet. Some herbal medicine inspired supports. Keep a steady scent nearby. It could be mint, citrus peel, or lavender sachet. Drink something warm between activities. Or step outside briefly without a goal. Try some of these and let us know in the comments if you re-listen to this, and let us know. Let me know how it worked for you or what you found helpful for you. Now, our 5 reflection journal questions. If you haven't started journaling, please do once a week, 5 minutes just to start. Number 1, what kind of support feels possible for you today? Not ideal, just possible. Number 2, where might I be asking my body for more than it can give? Ask yourself that. Number 3, what does my body respond to when things are familiar? Number 4, how do small supports change my sense of pressure? Number 5, what would it mean to trust repetition instead of intensity? And folks, tonight we learned and explored why small supports regulate more effectively than big plans, how predictability creates safety, why the body trusts what repeats, how lowering effort increases capacity, and why healing doesn't need to look impressive to work. Now, as always, let me remind you, if you are thinking, I want help identifying which small supports actually work for me, That's what we explore more deeply in Patreon, where we personalize and slow the work down and go deeper. We get into specific practices. We do energy healings. And if you want gentle body-centered resources, you can return to anytime. You'll find it there, journals, guides. In my stand store, I have things already there for you. Both of these platforms, the Patreon and the stand store, are out there for you. The Patreon right now, we are building our Founders Healing Circle. The first 50 people get in for $7.99 a month. Check it out. The link is in the description. And in the stand store, I have 3 resources there that could be very helpful. The only point there I want to make is if you become a member in the Founders Circle on Patreon, the journal, the digital journal that's in the stand store is completely free for Patreon members. You get it for free. But just check everything out. The links are in the description. Now, my friends, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for choosing gentleness instead of pressure. Have mercy on yourself and be empathetic with yourself. Choose gentleness always. Nothing you felt tonight was wrong. Nothing needed fixing. This week, we are learning how to support the body we already live in with simplicity, steadiness, and care. Remember, healing lives here. Wholeness lives within you. I will see you tomorrow. Endless peace, love, and light to you. And I'll see you in the circle.